and quickly brings her back to the car. When they see a military convoy pass by, Robbie begs them to take him with them because he's desperate for revenge. Ray starts arguing with him again, but it's Rachel who convinces her brother to get back in the car. During the trip, Robbie won't stop mopping, so Ray lets him drive even though he doesn't have a license. In the evening they reach an area where lots of refugees are trying to find a way to escape. Robbie gets scared and passes the wheel back to his father. The crowd soon surrounds the car, pounding on it as they beg to be taken along. When a man jumps on the hood, Ray speeds up to push him off. The others get angry and throw objects at the vehicle, blocking his vision. Ray almost runs over a person and has to dodge at the last second, so the car ends up crashing against a pole. The crowd uses the chance to shake the car and break the windows without caring if they bleed in the process. Robbie and Ray are pulled out and Ray has to fight a bunch of men to stop them from getting to his daughter. There are too many of them and not even Robbie's help makes it fair, so Ray tells Rachel to get out. However, people are starting to climb inside through the broken windows and she has no room to move. Suddenly Ray shoots his gun in the air, which finally gets people to back away. As he rescues Robbie from the crowd, another man points a gun at Ray's head. The guy forces Ray to get Rachel out before he leaves with the car. Afterward, the family enters a diner and watches how people start fighting over the car again, hearing multiple gunshots in the way. The kids can't believe that his father now has a breakdown. Moments later, the trio joins the crowd crossing the bridge on foot and sees thousands of missing people signs. Those who heard some information from the news confirm it's happening all over the world and Europe got the worst of it. Eventually they reach a town that still has power and even the train passes by. At the Hudson docks, volunteers are asking for blood donations. Ray is surprised to find an old friend in the crowd but is distracted when he sees birds flying away. At that moment some tripods appear on the hills and everyone panics. The military starts blocking the ramps to stop the overwhelming crowd from storming the ships, which don't have any room left. As cars fall into the ocean, Ray's friend begs for help but he doesn't hear her because he's rushing to get his kids on the boat right before the ramp closes. Ray then realizes that there's room after all, but no matter how much he asks the officers, they don't let anyone else aboard. People are so desperate that they even try hanging on the ramps and end up falling when the ship takes off. Robbie quickly climbs to the top of the ramp from the other side and helps the people who are still hanging on. Suddenly a whirlpool appears in the water and a tripod rises in front of them. It turns one of the ferries over, causing people and cars to fall into the sea. A vehicle pushes Ray's family underwater and they can see refugees trapped inside it. While the other ships are also flipped over, Ray and his kids reach the surface and start swimming as fast as they can to avoid the tripod's tentacles, which are fishing people out of the water. Thankfully the family manages to reach the shore and they watch in horror how the tripods continue to chase people on land too. The trio keeps on running and enters the forest, where pieces of people's clothes are falling from the sky. They join a crowd going down the road and Robbie starts hurrying up when he sees another military convoy passing by. Jets fly above them as they join the convoy to fight a battle on the hills. Ray has to put Rachel down and run after Robbie to stop him from joining the battle. Explosions are going off all over the area as Ray shakes Robbie to make him see sense. At the same time, a couple thinks Rachel is alone and takes her away, so Ray has to let go of Robbie to go after her. A determined Robbie runs to join the fight and Ray gets Rachel back, but now he has to watch the military trucks come down the hill in flames. The tripods are approaching the town now, so Ray and Rachel have to run and leave Robbie behind. A man named Harlan sees them and invites them to hide in his cellar. Rachel is still shaken after losing her brother and Ray tries to convince her that they'll find him later, so for now she should sleep. However, when she asks for her favorite lullabies, Ray doesn't know any of them. He sings a random song and after Rachel finally falls asleep, he accepts a drink from Harlan, who has lost his whole family but has supplies in the cellar that could last them for a while. Harlan realizes that if the machines were underground, it means the aliens were here before humanity and they've been watching them all this time. Suddenly the building shakes and some debris falls from the ceiling, creating a hole in the cellar. Harlan takes Ray to the window and shows him that the tripods are settling down. He then reveals that he let Ray hide with him because he hopes they can fight the tripods together. Among the rubble and on the walls, Ray finds some mysterious red vines. Then Ray hears a noise and makes everyone hide right before a tripod tentacle enters the cellar. When it gets distracted by a rat, Ray uses the chance to sneak around and reunite with Rachel. They move every time the tentacle changes direction so they can avoid being seen. Harlan gets ready to attack it with an axe but Ray gestures to convince him not to do it, so Harlan carefully walks under it to join Ray instead. Unfortunately, he makes a noise and gets the attention of the tripod, but Ray finds a mirror and they quickly hide behind it. The tentacle falls for the trick and almost leaves, however it comes back when it sees a foot moving. The group moves fast and escapes before it can find them, leaving a shoe that convinces the tripod that nobody is there. The tentacle finally leaves the cellar, however some ripples in the water indicate something else is coming. After hearing something breaking, the trio turns off the lights and hides again. Now the actual aliens come inside and get dangerously close to the group, who wait for an opening to change their hiding spot. Harlan retrieves his gun and wants to shoot, but Ray silently struggles with him to stop him while the aliens curiously look at human objects. When Harlan manages to get his gun back from Ray, a horn calls the alien